travel expert, and author Bill Cleveland visited nearly every historical presidential site in the country for his new book, Presidential Road Trips. And here he is with some of the coolest stops you can visit. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Swinging by here.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Lyndon Johnson's, is this his birthplace here in Texas?
So the home, his ranch, the Lyndon Johnson Ranch. So what I try to do in the book is give people some great ideas for places to go, but I also try to include some fun stories. So Lyndon Johnson, this is kind of humorous, he had a car.
Okay.
It was one of these cars that goes on land and on water. And
They had these back then?
Yes. And what's so funny, so and there it is right there. And so apparently, apparently Lyndon Johnson, his routine, he would invite people out to the ranch, journalists, dignitaries, things like that. And his deal was he would tell the Secret Service agent while they're in the car, hey, have we had a chance to check the brakes on this thing? And inevitably, the Secret Service agent, no, Mr. President, we haven't had a chance. And as he's telling them this, the car is headed toward a lake on the property,
Yeah,
and
hilarious.
He would go right into the water, and people would freak out.
Yeah, it's not too far from the library, which is in Austin, right?
Texas,
so it's just outside of
in
Austin.
Stonewall, Texas, about an hour or so.
About outside of there. And if you drive through Texas, you see the blue bonnets done by Lady Bird Johnson also. Really beautiful drive.
Absolutely.
You also recommend going to the Truman Library. This is in Missouri.
In Missouri, in my home state of Missouri, yeah. So one of the funny things that I found during this tour was that Truman would actually answer the phones at the library. So you have to think back when it first opened. He had an office there, and you can see it there, and they've got it all glassed off just the way it was when he would go and work there. But, back in the day, they didn't have answering machines or, those types of things. And so Truman would just answer the phone. So some random guy or gal would call in, wanting directions or, whatever. Is there a discount this weekend or whatever? And he would just talk to people. And people had no idea that they were talking to the President of the United States.
That's hilarious. But although I don't know how much different it is today. When I was at the Clinton Library, I was telling you in Little Rock also, as I walked in, I joked around, where's Bill? And they said, you know what, he was just here. Like yesterday.
Had an office there.
So, they do head over and they become, sort of like, regular citizens in a way.
Regular. Trying to answer in the phones.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to take us to Pennsylvania. This is Eisenhower's home?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite presidential sites, Dwight Eisenhower's home. It's in Gettysburg. A lot of people don't know. They go to Gettysburg. They don't know that there's a presidential home there. But what I think is pretty fascinating, pretty interesting, you see the bedroom there of Dwight and Mamie Eisenhower. So Mrs. Eisenhower loved the color pink, and everything in the house, pretty much everything in the house, including the bedroom, is pink. And if you can imagine, here we have Eisenhower, this is decorated general,
right?
Yeah,
military guy
having to sleep in a pink bedroom. And when you take a tour through the home and you look, even the bathroom, like the towels are pink, everything is pink. So I always thought that was kind of humorous that that he had to live with that.
It's kind of like they deal with such big stuff, and at the end of the day, he was just like, just whatever you want to do.
Whatever, keep the wife happy.
He knows who the boss is, really, at home, right? And then you're taking us to Georgia. Of course, we just lost Jimmy Carter, and Plains, Georgia. Now people are heading there to really check out Jimmy Carter's life.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to expect when I went to Plains, Georgia. It's a really sweet, adorable little town. You can go into Jimmy Carter's bedroom. There it is, the house that he grew up in. You can go into the place where he did his 1978 campaign, train depot. They turned to a campaign headquarters. You can tour that. You can go into his grade school, and then eventually you'll be able to actually go into his home.
Wow.
It was dedicated, or it was given.
I did like his presidential library, too, if you have a chance to go see that in Atlanta also. And really quickly, we only have about a minute left, but you have a recommendation for people, if you're in the Washington, D.C. area, you can't get into the White House because you got to get that appointment way ahead of time, but there's another thing you can do?
Yeah, right across the street from the White House, there's a really cool museum. It's called the People's House. And so you go through there. They've got this really cool miniature display of the White House. You can look into all the different rooms, lots of interactive exhibits, and you can kind of learn all of the ins and outs of the White House. And there's a replica Oval Office.
I did not know this.
Yeah, just opened
That's pretty amazing. What's cool about that, because if you do the general nickel-dime tour of the White House, you don't get to go upstairs, obviously, because there's people living up there and stuff like that. So this, I'm sure you can go through all areas of the White House.
It's very cool. It's really, really cool.
All right. Bill Cleveland, thank you so much.
Thanks
we
for having
appreciate it.
me.
That was awesome. You can pick up a copy of Presidential Road Trips on Amazon. He's got it right there. Check out travel stories and road trip inspiration on his website, BillOnTheRoad.com. Happy President's Day.
Same to you.
All right, we'll be right back. Yeah, we always like to do these fun. It's funny because like a lot of times when you go into like even when we went to the Carter Library, I think they were like we were watching a movie and they were like